Welcome back to Tech Dudes Weekly. We're here with another chapter of our WWDC coverage. Knowing this is probably video 3 or 4, depending on when we release them. Good question. But we've done videos now on iOS. We've done videos on iPadOS. We just did one recently that it's going to release, if it hasn't already, for M2. Talk about the hardware platforms. And now we're going to swing over to macOS Ventura. That's the new iteration after Monterey. And kind of go through what we're seeing different here and maybe some underlying themes. So I'll pose this to you, Dave. I think the underlying theme I'm seeing is bringing iOS, whether it be iPadOS or iOS in general, we'll just call it iOS, much closer to macOS, and the ecosystem is starting to really blur the lines.
Yeah, they're trying to get to a parity feature set, I get, but going back to the old days with Jobs said he would never merge the platforms to the degree I guess we're seeing now. And it goes back to, I still like going back to my Mac using certain things. You do the same thing as well. Now, if we're getting feature parities, does it really matter which device you use other than just a convenience and comfort level?
Yeah, and I definitely want to put a pin in that one because there's a couple features later on that I think we'll discuss that is going to circle back to that theme, so we can bring this full circle, like we like to say in the ad biz. So just going through, Ventura, it's pretty. Yay, it's pretty. We're going to scroll through a couple of these real quick. You'll see on the screen behind us here. Hopefully you can see it. So Mail, this is the exact same thing we talked about in iOS and iPadOS. Great, some updates to the Mail. You can undo sending. You can, put in some, features to, streamline how you look at Mail. You can even put in reminders now to go re-look at something that you probably should have looked at ahead of time before, for me, attention deficit kicked in. Yeah. So Mail. Yep, it's Mail.
And one question, leave us a comment down below in the comments, is how many people still use Mail on Mac versus external Mail clients?
Yeah, I still go to a web browser now and go to Gmail, and that's sort of the end of my day.
Yep.
It's probably reasons for not doing that, but I've just, I think it's just been a process for so long now.
Going between different devices, yeah. But leave us a comment down below.
Spotlight, this is the search, engine within, Mac OS. It's pretty. It gives you a lot more previews on what you're looking for. Yes, you can find things faster. Moving on.
Yay!
There's much rejoicing for all your Monty Python fans. This was a theme that came up. Apple, like every other vendor on the planet, has determined passwords stink. No big surprise there. For all you Spaceball fans now, the password to the Air Shield is 12345.
Same thing I have on my luggage.
Yeah, exactly. But so we're going to try to get away from that. Passkeys is their new iteration of biometrics being integrated into letting what you want to get into.
Yeah, because they also made a comment around this is that not only password stinks, but multi-factor authentication stinks too. So, and then this is their new evolution of what it's going to be. So,
when I first saw this, it actually takes me back to, not to go sidetrack too much, I'm a big fan of The Blacklist. It's one of my favorite shows.
Oh, yeah?
I like James Spader.
Oh, yeah.
But I saw this and I was like, somebody's going to cut my thumb off and just take it with them to unlock my iPhone. Then I realized I'm that boring, so probably not.
Yeah.
But still.
The funny thing is the weak link in that is the biometric device.
Mm-hmm.
That is the weak link. It's the hardware tied to the software because there's expensive ones. If you remember back in the day, the old Microsoft with the gel you put your thumb into. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, neat, but for everyday use. But like you said, we'll see. Safari, they added some shared group tabs. This is the overall theme I think we're seeing across all the iOSs or OSs.
Yeah,
the thing is that collaboration is the front and central thing. So we can group tabs together. We can share those groups of tabs with your best friend that now wants to see, hey, I can open up 42 tabs and now send them to Dave. And then I can crash his machine too. So it's a great way to share, how to bring, Safari to its knees. Neat. But again, collaboration is the theme. How many things can we move that? Look into FaceTime. Look into, whether it be video or just moving tabs.
Yeah, it makes me wonder though, how much is this a push to go after Teams? because a lot of these feature sets are already in Teams as it is from a collaboration, from a, I'll say, a business perspective. I'm wondering if this is their push into small, medium business, because a lot of those have Macs in place. I don't know. It'd be something to see how much they want to actually try to compete with it, if that's what they're doing.
And the funny thing is, I know Messages is up next, but when we get to FaceTime, I think that's, that it completely validates your point.
Yep.
And it's because one of the great things I've had with Teams is that I can be on a call in my car, walk in and say, hey, you're on a call in your car. Do you want to move it over to your desktop? And, undoubtedly you like to say yes. And it just allows that nice free form of movement between a mobile platform to a stationary platform or a laptop or whatever. And Teams has done that for as long as I can remember.
Yep.
I can't remember when they started that feature. That's now available in FaceTime, and I think we'll see that later on in the preview here.
Yeah.
But again, they're going to compete with FaceTime, and I already thought that they were competing with Teams with FaceTime when they came out. What was it?
The quad screens and the multiples, all that.
But you can also schedule a meeting.
You can
send a link. You can schedule a link to go out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's very iterative of the Zoom world in which we've lived in, Teams, WebEx, whatever it is you like to use. But that's where I saw FaceTime to first, Apple, I guess, putting a stake in the ground saying, hey, we're a collaborative platform too. Whether you're a business collaborative platform, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
I do think there's another feature called Freeform that we'll talk about in a little bit, and we did talk about on one of our iOS videos. That's a whiteboarding session.
Yeah.
So again, are they trying to be Microsoft Teams or somewhere in between? Or
I think the next year it will tell what they're trying to do, because this is iterative. We'll see where they go on the next one.
And I know some FaceTime does work now through a browser because you can set it up.
Yes. But Freeform and FaceTime together, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that'd be neat if they can do that through a browser, because then now we're iterating outside of Apple's ecosystem. Because I used this the other day. One of the nice things about the new FaceTime, not this iteration, was being able to share your screen.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful because, again, Teams, another, goes back to what we were just talking about. But I just used that with my parents and my dad. I can't set it up. I don't know where I'm clicking.
Reverse the camera.
It's now asking me to add a credit card. Stop. And I had him share a screen. We actually got through the 3 clicks there at nauseum. But once we got there, I was okay. Click here. There we go. And it was a lot better. Because the last way I used to do that, no joke. I have my mother. I'd FaceTime my mother on her phone. And I was you hold your phone over Dad's. Now and then all of a sudden she'd be using the ground camera. No, I'm seeing your forehead. Okay, reverse camera. Now we're seeing the screen. So it's gotten a little bit better.
There's something to be said for family tech support, which we all get roped into. So
yeah. If Apple sells family tech support alone, I'll buy whatever they sell.
Yes.
So again, shared tabs, yay. Messages. This is just what we talked about in our iOS ones. Go back, watch those videos. Shameless plug. But
feature parity across the platforms.
Yeah. Edit a message. You have a certain amount of time. You can delete a message. So it's Messages plus.
Yeah.
You can also share things with message, again, collaboration type thing. You can share, hey, I'm watching this video. Do you want to join me? Cool.
Yeah, and we talked about that in this video. I didn't understand what they were trying to do there, but I get it. It's like, hey, look at this little clip here. I was thinking, no, we're going to watch a movie together. No, we're not doing that.
Well, and the funny thing is, so I have a 19-year-old daughter, and she'll want to watch Netflix with her boyfriend, and I'm perfectly happy with her being here and him being somewhere else. And they can bring up Netflix and share and watch the same iteration at the same time. I think Prime is integrated too, so it does have to have some ecosystem integrations via their API. But I can see where that's useful for or a family, a group of friends that want to watch something together. And that stems, I would say, was driven out of the COVID times. It's still trying to be, how do we still hang out together but not hang out together? So.
Yeah, maybe I'm just old. I don't know.
Yeah, well, as a father of a teenage daughter, I'm perfectly happy with the physical separation. Photos.
Again.
Shared iCloud library.
Yep.
Anything else to say about that?
Nope.
Got it. Next, moving on. Stage Manager. Okay, so this was the one that we chatted about for a while.
This is the biggie.
iPadOS. Very cool. I like this in iPadOS because it made iPadOS multitasking much better with windowed interfaces.
Yep.
Doing the same thing here for continuity of flow and how to use it, I think.
Switch between apps. Great. I mean, this goes back to the Teams thing again. create your, and I did, create your ideal workspace, switch between apps. I don't know. I think this is going to be
I think they even show it if I replay here.
Yeah.
You'll actually see it. They're switching between the apps. Maybe they won't do it. I guess that was it. Very exciting animation.
I'm impressed.
But, I think this is where...
This is feature parity again.
It's feature parity, but now it's driving me more towards, do I want a MacBook?
Yep.
Or can I get away with my iPad as being my mobile device, with my Mac now being cheaper, being a Mac Mini or something like that, because I don't need to take 2 mobile platforms. It made my iPad feel more computerish.
Yeah, this goes back to what puts the Pro in iPad Pro or whatever.
Right.
Again, this is another discussion point. Drop down in the comments. How many of you are more mobile-esque users like an iPad and an iPhone all the time versus having a standard MacBook with you or something like that? Those are, I think those are generational conversations per se, or what you're used to using. Because again, we grew up, we didn't have a tablet. I mean, our tablet was an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, you know how to erase it, right?
Yeah, we do it the same way we here. You shake it too hard and it breaks. But I don't know. Just leave us a comment down below to tell us which you think is I won't say a better platform, but what's your comfort level working across these? Are you used to using just an iPad and an iPhone together? Or do you want to use a Mac a lot of times?
And I'd be curious too, would you change how you do things with these new feature sets coming out?
Good point.
Does this change your habits, your behavior or whatnot, because now I don't have to carry 2 of something, or don't feel like I need to, or the flow is good enough? We that's one of our underlying themes. When is good enough good enough?
Yep.
I think we're getting pretty close on the iPad in defining what it means to be a pro.
Again.
Moving on, again, this gets into switching apps. Actually, this animation is probably a little bit better. I'm showing how you switch apps in the Stage Manager. Kind of neat. FaceTime, we chatted about just a little bit earlier. I don't think there's not much more to do there. The cool thing is you can hand off between devices again.
Which should have been there for a long time ago. So
Teams has been doing it for a while. It's cool that they're doing it on FaceTime now, so thumbs up that you're doing it. But a little bit of me too.
Yeah, exactly.
FaceTime to me is starting to become prosumer, closer to the WebEx. I can see where if you're a small business and you center it on the Apple ecosystem for your employees, I don't know that I would buy into Zoom or Teams or any WebEx when I have that. Now, if you're a mixed environment with a larger company, yeah, I sort of get it. It's not there. But SMB, startup, why not?
Yeah, and if you're going to go that route, you just make it that's your standard, and this is how we're going to do it.
Exactly.
Continuity camera.
Oh, okay. So this is the neat one here.
This is where Apple somewhat says our webcams suck.
Yeah. So now you can take the it's very expensive iPhone thing. I have the one here, my Pro Max, and attach it to the top of your screen, actually with the bigger cameras, and use the bigger cameras for a much better conversation on the new FaceTime platform. But more importantly, it uses the wide angle, and I think the ultra wide camera. Don't know if they show it here.
Yeah, they do. Down below on the desk view.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Yep, desk view. So desk view actually allows you to not only have a front-facing camera, so we're talking back and forth, but if you notice on the screen here, they're showing what's actually in front on the desk, one camera. So it's using that ultra-wide angle lens to get 2 views all at once.
Yeah, I'm curious what type of software trickery that's going to be, and they still haven't said. I'm assuming it's going to be anything with a Pro in the name for a phone. So 12, 13, 14, whatever the case may be. I'm curious to see what that's going to look like and how much distortion. Because again, this is going to be Gen 1. Of course, everybody in the world is going to be selling every kind of clip known to man to attach it to your MacBook or whatever. So.
I wonder, do they do screen recording? Can you record this to video while you're doing FaceTime? Yeah.
It did not say. It references just collaboration. I'm curious if you bring up QuickTime in the background and use that as your instance, can you tie it back to that and do a screen capture?
Yeah, and you might even be able to do that too with like OBS or one of the other broadcasting studios where you're tying your screen capture where you're streaming the whole screen through. That might be an interesting way to do a product review down the road, just to see if it works or it's just.
I'm interested in this, just for some of the stuff that we do for top down things like that. Yeah. So because it can switch back and forth, and it's one device to manage. So I don't know. We'll see.
If anything, and I don't know if I can, I can zoom in on here a little bit. It's opened up a whole new world of accessories from Belkin and all the other wonderful places. So I'm sure
Anchor's going to have some.
Yeah, Belkin's the Anchors of the world, and they're all going to be thrilled to death that Apple made up another category for latching a webcam to the top.
And they're all going to be better than their competitors.
Yeah. So that would be neat. Games.
Apple gaming to me has never been a thing. I'm a PC gamer.
Well, this is where this is the underlying theme. Is this right here? Collaborating, playing games together.
Yeah.
This is their share play platform. It's neat. I'm not a big gamer myself, nothing, but I can honestly say that, if you're going to have a group of friends, especially playing a game like NBA or something like that, that would be fun. I can see where that makes a lot of sense in, sharing, especially post-COVID.
Yep.
Freeform. We did talk about that briefly. This is their whiteboard. So we can start drawing. This is the type of thing that Dave and I like, because we're engineers at heart and we like to draw on the whiteboard itself. And this gives us, that virtual whiteboard.
This makes it 10 times easier.
Now, granted, I like Freeform much better coming on my iPad because I like one of these.
Yep.
Apple Pencil makes a lot better to draw, even though a lot of people would say you can't read my handwriting anyway.
Yeah, I'm a doctor by trade, but never mind.
Exactly. No, just the handwriting portion. Freeform's going to be cool. I think this is an iPad OS type of thing.
Yep.
Neat to see on the Mac, too, because there's no reason not to do, again, same ecosystem.
I'm curious, will it do handoff?
That would be neat, because then it almost becomes a Wacom tablet or one of those.
Because or if you started out a conversation on your, say you're doing a FaceTime or whatever on your Mac, and you go, well, let me draw this for you. Well, you can't do it on a map other than using your finger on your trackpad. Can I hand this off to my iPad and then resume with the pencil?
Or how does it stream through universal control? Because that's the other side of it too. Is that
true.
Let me share my iPad screen, because technically it's a second screen under universal control.
Yeah.
Or as a sidecar, one of those, and then draw. So it would be interesting to see how that works out. System settings. Here's the biggest thing I can say about that. Wow, does that look like my iPhone?
Yeah. This goes back to feature parity again, and the convergence, if you want to call it.
Now, so how do I get excited about this? Again, I support my parents. One device, one way of doing things across the entire platform. If you've seen it once on your iPhone and you get it there, you might get it here. Chances are now I'll just have two devices they don't get it on. But I can appreciate this.
Agree.
Privacy and security.
Yay, we know what that is.
Apple's all about it. Next.
Accessibility, yes. No real big change there.
Nothing major. Some things with live captioning, things like that. Dictation's gotten some good updates, and they can make that a little bit easier to use. And so much more. So there's so much more. We'll probably go through that, I think, on a subsequent video when we'll install it on something that we own. When it's in probably public beta 2.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try it on my iPad. I can't do it on my phone because I use that on a daily basis as a driver for me.
Might do it on my Mac. Maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
But that would be neat. The only thing I didn't say, there you go, weather. So we had to make sure that weather app there. We picked on that on the iPad OS. We've got to pick on it here. But the weather app is in full force on any platform on Apple.
Go down a little bit further. This is going to be key. See if your Mac can run OS Ventura.
Yes, very true. So it looks like the iMacs beyond 2017, Mac Pros 2019, Mini 2018 and later. I know some features will not work unless you're on Apple Silicon.
Correct.
So definitely check that out. So if you're still a holdout from the Intel days, I say that like it was a long time ago.
Back in my day.
If you are, see what features that will not work there. That might be something maybe we can post to our website to show what the feature split is between Intel and Apple Silicon.
Or if you want us to do a video on it, we can do a video. It won't be a long video. There's a few feature sets, but just let us know down in the comments.
Yeah, worst case, we'll try to post something up to the website in the next few days.
Yep.
And if you're interested, give it a shot. Join the beta program. Public previews come out in July. You can join as a developer if you want to today and spend some money. I'm not going to do that.
No, wait for public.
Public preview, again, beginning of July.
Cool. So, what do you think, everybody? You going to play with it when it comes out? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put this on my Mac on a public. We'll see. Hell, I may just go buy another Mini, but please, hopefully my wife doesn't watch this and hear me say that. Just to play around with it and see what it looks like. I can't remember. Did they give a release date for this? It's September, October-ish, maybe?
Yeah, that's when it'll most likely release. I'm guessing September-ish time frame. But again, public beta 1 will be beginning of July.
Okay, yeah, that pushes us up top. September, October time frame. Yep. Cool.
Well, please join us, subscribe. And we'd love to have more subscribers. Please join in the comments. That's our favorite spot, is to talk to folks as we put new things out, things that we missed, things that you want to add. And if you ever want to join us in the conversation, let us know that too. We'd love to have you.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good day.